Hello, friends. Welcome to Story Behind Podcast. This is the show for people who love hearing a good story and who believe the world could use more positivity. We're the team behind GodUpdates and God2, and we hope these weekly short stories will brighten your day.
Young boy who loves to find treasures found a missing wedding ring and returns it to owner. Written by Heather Riggleman, read by Julie Provost. A young boy by the name of Kal Blank, who loves to find treasures, found a missing wedding ring and returns it to his owner. In a Costco parking lot on an ordinary Sunday, Kal bent low like only children do. Where most of us see only pavement and stray carts, Kal sees possibility. He has been a finder of things since he was old enough to walk, his mom Kelly said with a smile. Kal is 10, with eyes always searching. He gathers pennies and nickels, quarters and trinkets, shiny fragments others toss aside. Well, I just have an eye for things that are shiny, Kal explains in the matter-of-fact way only a child can. But this time, the treasure in the gravel wasn't a quarter. It was heavy, weighty with memory and meaning, a wedding ring that had slipped from May Prazel's finger. The diamond had been hers for nearly 50 years, the same stone her husband Alan had placed on her hand when they promised forever. It was one of the most awful feelings May remembered of losing it. We kept saying, "It's a thing, it's a ring." But it was more than that. When Kal dropped the ring into his mother's hand later that night, her breath caught. "This is a beautiful ring, and someone is missing this terribly," Kelly whispered, and they all knew what had to be done. Kal tucked the ring into a little box saved from Ireland and slipped in a note. "I kind of wanted to keep it because it was pretty and shiny," he wrote. "But I hope you relax now that you have your ring back." Any wife knows that awful sinking feeling that makes you feel frantic at the loss of a misplaced wedding ring, and his mom helped him call Costco to see if anyone had reported a missing ring. When May finally embraced Kal days later, her voice broke. "Dear Kal, come here. You don't know how special you are to me. Sometimes hugs don't just say hello. They say thank you in ways words never can." The Prazels celebrate 50 years this December. A ring restored, a memory redeemed, and a boy who loved shiny things showed us what true treasure really is. Kindness that gleams brighter than any diamond. Love that restores what was lost. Because sometimes the smallest hands find what the world is missing. Faith in simple, everyday goodness. Matthew 6:19-21. Do not store up yourselves treasures on earth, where moths and vermin destroy, and where thieves break in and steal. But store up for yourselves treasures in heaven. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also.
At Thrivent, planning your finances is bigger than money. It's a way to support the people, causes, and community you love. Because helping you put your faith into action is at the heart of what we do. Thrivent, where money means more. Connect with us at Thrivent.com.
You know, the Bible tells us, "I will bless those who bless you." That's not just a nice sentiment, it's biblical prophecy. And it's a commandment from God, it's a calling, and right now we're called to act. The teachings of the New Testament are deeply intertwined with the Hebrew Scriptures. As Christians, we are called to honor and respect this shared heritage. The Apostle Paul reminds us in Romans 11:18, "Do not consider yourself to be superior to those other branches. If you do, consider this. You did not support the root, but the root supports you." Supporting the people of Israel is more than a belief. It's a biblical mandate. By partnering with the International Fellowship of Christians and Jews, IFCJ, we can live out this calling together. Just as the fellowship blesses God's children, we know that you will be blessed too. Learn more about the fellowship and how you can live out your faith, bless Israel, and be blessed in return. Visit ifcj.org today. Again, that's ifcj.org. Be the blessing, live the word, answer the call.
A wedding, a storm, and a coffee shop owner who showed up when it mattered most. Written by Michaela Gordoni, read by Julie Provost. Two newlyweds caught in a storm sought shelter in a coffee shop and got an unexpected surprise. The owner let them inside the yet-to-open shop and gave them their own little wedding reception, complete with heart-shaped lattes. Jamie and Becca Ham were married in a courthouse in Chandler, Arizona. After their 5-minute ceremony, they popped outside for some quick photos, but they didn't count on there being a huge dust storm. The couple and their photographer ran down the street seeking shelter when a nearby coffee shop owner, Paul Robus, saw them. "I could tell that they had just gotten married," said Paul. "Especially in a storm. There's no reason to be out in that. Come inside, get some shelter, have a coffee." Paul is Greek and goes by the certain philosophy, philoxenia, which means to be a friend to strangers. "I just wanted them to come in here, just as a gesture of warmth and friendliness," Paul said. When the storm brewed outside, Paul threw them a party, complete with a record player, ice cream, and lattes with hearts drawn in the foam. The couple had their first solo dance at the shop. "Paul made it the best party that we could have ever imagined," said Becca. "It was just perfect. Hopefully we'll be lifelong friends. It's exactly what's supposed to happen," said Becca. Their photographer, Madison Ruel, said, "I've done over 100 weddings, and I've never had a stranger go above and beyond to make somebody's wedding day amazing." After the storm slowed down, the couple took happy photos with Paul outside the shop. This just goes to show that a small act of kindness from a stranger can make someone's day. The Ham family is sure to remember it forever.
Thank you so much for listening to Story Behind Podcast. We're really glad you joined us for this week's story. To see photos and videos that may have been referenced in this episode, check out the links in the show notes. And if you enjoyed what you heard today, subscribe to our podcast, and please tell a friend about us. We'd also love it if you'd rate us and leave us a review. It really does help more people find us. Story Behind is a Salem Web Network production.
Hi, friend. Are you stressed? Maybe even worried about so many needs around you that you've forgotten you are worth taking care of too? Well, I'm Bonnie Gray, the host of Breathe, the Stress Less podcast. I want to invite you to join me as I share practical tips based on science, inspired by God's Word, to help you spark joy and restore God's peace and love to your soul. Subscribe now and go to lifeaudio.com.